About the under the kidney disorders, we are supposed to study two items. One is about kidney stone, and second one is a dialysis. So to begin with, we will start with the dialysis. We have to understand what is a dialysis. Here you can see that you may have heard about dialysis, because when some people are having some kind of problem with the kidney and their doctor is saying that your kidney is not working, the only option is to use some kind of artificial kidney or artificial filtering device. That device is usually known by the dialyzer, and here we will be removing the waste material from the kidney, and after removing the waste material, the blood will be again pumped back into the body. So here it is, dialysis is a method of removing the toxic or waste material from the blood when kidneys are unable to do. Normally, in a healthy person, kidney will be working smoothly, and he or she may not require any kind of dialysis. But there are certain cases in which kidney become malfunctional, not functioning. Kidney lost all its function because of damage to its renal tubule or nephron. In that situation, the only possibility of surviving is to carry out dialysis almost every 2 or 3 days. So this is how the dialysis is working. Now there are two broad types of dialysis. One is peritoneal dialysis, other is known by the name haemodialysis. So we will see the both one. In the case of peritoneal dialysis, here you can see that we will be supplying this fluid into the peritoneal membrane. Here you can see that. So where is the peritoneal dialysis? This is the peritoneum. So it's a very simple method which can be done at home also. So most of the time how we are doing is that, now what we do is that we will be filling this peritoneal cavity in the inside the abdomen with some special solution, normally a solution, mild solution of sodium chloride itself, and that will be removing the waste material present in our body into that by osmosis or diffusion. So that is what normally what is happening. So when we are here, there will be two bags are there. In one bag there will be a saline solution and a mildly salt solution that will be injected into our stomach, and that saline solution will be remaining there for some time, maybe some few hours. So when it is remaining in the abdomen for several hours, whatever impurities present in our blood will be dissolving or diffusing into the saline solution. So after a period of 3 or 4 hours, we will be removing this solution and by another tube into this bag known as a drainage bag. So it's a very simple method of removing waste material, a crude method of removing waste material. We are pumping some fluid into the abdomen or into our stomach, that will be remaining there for several hours. After that it will be removed, and during that, when it is remaining in the abdomen, it will be mostly taking whatever waste material or impurities are present in our blood into that solution, and finally that solution is removed. This method is known by the name peritoneal dialysis because it is using this membrane. This membrane covering the wall of our stomach or wall of our abdomen is known by the name peritoneum. So since it is using the peritoneal membrane, we are calling it by the name peritoneal dialysis. So this is the first type of method. Now we have the second method, that is haemodialysis. Haemodialysis is the most advanced type of dialysis. Here we will be using sophisticated instruments like this. This is a picture of a hemodialyzer machine. You can see that. So using this kind of sophisticated instrument, we will be able to carry out the hemodialysis. So in case of hemodialysis, what do we? This is the mechanism of the hemodialysis. There are number of systems are there. The first is that blood is removed from the patient. Here you can see that. Then there is a device for dictating the pressure. It will be dictating the arterial pressure, and we will be injecting heparin. The problem is that when blood is removed outside the body, it will be clotting. So to prevent the clotting of the blood, we will be supplying certain anticoagulant, usually the heparin, into the blood. So the purpose of adding heparin into the blood is to prevent clotting. Then what happens is that the blood will be pumped into a device known as dialyzer. This device is known by the name dialyzer. And inside the dialyzer, basically there are a number of membranes which you can see that. I don't know if there is a picture of that. See, inside the dialyzer there will be number of membranes, and these membranes are helping in the separation of this waste materials from the blood. So here you can see that after the introduction of heparin, we are pumping the blood, and using there will be pumping mechanism here, and that blood will be pumped into the dialyzing machine or dialyzer. Here also you can see that this is the dialyzing machine, or into the dialyzer, where this is the main part of the dialyzing device. Then the blood will be flowing through these different membranes, and there will be a fluid solution also in that, and that will be removing most of the waste material. So then blood is moving through this dialyzing membrane. The waste materials present in the blood will be entering into the outer water cavity, and that will be finally removed. So here you can see that after the supply of removal of the waste material, the blood will be moving in this direction. Then there will be a device known as a pressure monitoring device will be there, and if there are some air molecules, that has to be removed. Otherwise what happens is that air molecules can remain in the blood, causing air embolism, is a kind of disease. Then after the removing the waste material, the blood will be returned back to the patient. So this is how normally the dialyzing process is being carried out using this kind of machine known by the name dialyzer. So it's a very complicated procedure, but at the same time nowadays the cost of dialyzing has greatly come down. Here you can see that this is a typical dialyzing machine. See, number of tubes are attached to the machine and also to the body of the patient. So from the body of the patient, the blood will be taken, and then the purified blood will be resupplied into the veins of the patient. So this is how the dialyzing machine will be working, and this is the basic principle of this dialyzing. So this is an idea regarding. Here you can see that the blood flows, this is the main mechanism of dialyzing. Here you can see that there will be number of membranes here. So this is a box, and on one side there is a impure blood, and what happens is that there is a membrane here at the middle, and this is a saline solution or a mildly salt solution. So when the blood is flowing through this chamber, there is a membrane here. Whatever impurities are present in the blood, that impurities or waste materials will be entering into this green colored dialyzing solution or dialyzing solution, and that can be easily removed from the body. So this is how the mechanism of dialyzing or mechanism of dialyzer is actually going on. So this is the idea. This is regarding the second type known by the name haemodialysis. The first one is using abdominal cavity or peritoneal cavity. That is why we are calling it as peritoneal dialysis. And second will be using the blood more. That is why we call it by the name haemodialysis. Here also you can see that. So this is another picture of that. So you can, for example, you keep drawing this picture for your so that will help you to get a good idea of how a dialyzing machine is working.